Vengeance of Azyr. With a crack of thunder, the gates of Azyr opened, and the age of Sigmar was begun. Forged by the God King, the Stormcast Eternals strode forth to drive back the encroaching hordes of chaos, and in bloody battle, they gave hope of salvation to the beleaguered realms. In the distant past, Sigmar forged a great alliance with his fellow gods, and they imposed their divine will upon the mortal realms. Together they freed the realm gates from the tyrannical beasts that roamed the lands, allowing humans, elves, and Duardin to come together. These mortals built mighty civilizations replete with magic and great wonders, and they flourished in this time of abundance. Yet, with each passing generation, Sigmar's pantheon grew ever more frayed, and eventually it was torn apart from within. Each of the gods abandoned or betrayed Sigmar, turning upon one another or sequestering themselves in their own domains. Gorkamorka, the bellicose god of the Greenskins, launched a ferocious war that raged from one end of the 8 realms to the other. Ariel, the Everqueen, retreated deep into the glades of Gairan, where she tended only to the needs of her own people. Nagash set his undead legions upon Sigmar's armies at the All-Points, as the God King, in his righteous fury, marched into Shyish to deliver retribution to the great Necromancer. The malignant influence of the Chaos Gods grew stronger. The influence of the ruinous powers began to seep into the mortal realms, slowly at first, then like a tidal wave crushing all in its path. The Age of Chaos erupted violently into being as demons and savage barbarians laid waste to the civilized world. Entire nations were butchered, their fields sown with rancid gore so that no living thing would grow in them again. Enormous walled cities were ground to dust beneath the cloven hoofs of malformed monstrosities, and colossal statues enshrining the triumphs of mortal heroes were torn down, melted, and reforged as craven images of the dark gods. Libraries, map rooms, and schools of the arcane were desecrated, and knowledge that had been gathered over centuries was lost forever. In those bleak days, Sigmar retreated to Azerheim, and from there he set about forging his greatest weapon, the Stormcast Eternals. The most resolute mortal heroes were spirited away from across the realms to the God King's side, where they were imbued with a portion of his righteous fury. They would be the last bulwark against the consistent tide of the ruinous powers. It was in Ashqui that the storm hosts were first unleashed against Khorne's mortal legions. The hammers of Sigmar, cast down from the heavens upon very bolts of lightning, brought vengeance to the blood god's savage minions, and opened the long-sealed gates of Azyr. In Gairan and Sharmon, the Stormcast Eternals marched to battle against Nurgle and Zench, and in the lands they reclaimed were found allies thought to have been long lost. With Sigmar's alliance reforming, the Stormcast Eternals set out to capture the sundered realm gates connecting disparate kingdoms. Droves of demons fell beneath their hammer blows, and the foul blood of idolaters flowed wherever the storm hosts marched. Mighty though they were, the Stormcasts were not completely invulnerable, and upon death they would return to Azyr in a burst of energy, ready to be reforged and sent once more into battle. Though their bodies were preserved in this way, each reforging stripped them of some small part of their essence, and dimmed the flame of their heroic souls. The Stormcast Eternals and their allies have stemmed the tide of ruin, but their hold on the mortal realms is far from secure. The legions of chaos continue to enact the wills of the dark gods, whilst the frothing hordes that worship Gorkamorka still ravage all that they come across. In Shyish, Nagash has maintained his hold over the undead, and with each battle, more soldiers are added to his already swollen ranks.